everybody. How are you? It's Sunday at 7. Of course, I'm Seth Eisenberg, and this is the Conservative Corner. Waiting for my guest to get on so we can do our thing. Before he gets here, I'll let you know today is not the first. Well, it's the first on this podcast, but we've done it before when I was on Fascist Book Live, Brown Water Sunday. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about stuff. Doesn't have to be political because too much political stuff will drive you crazy and make you go mad. So we'll talk about some political stuff and some other stuff. And if there's something you want to talk about, just put it in the chat here, and then we'll jump on that too. So let me bring on my guest. Let him introduce himself. Hey, how you doing, bud?
Hey, what do you say, Seth?
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, different smell.
Well, yeah. Just go ahead and introduce yourself again for people that weren't here the first time you were on, and we'll go from there.
I'm a repeat performer, Fred Propiter, president of the Frederick County Conservative Club. We're actually celebrating our 6th year now.
Oh, it's been 6 years?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
6 years now. So
I didn't know
here's
that.
some brown water.
Oh, yeah. So this is what, I don't know if that's what you're drinking, but this is what I'm going to be drinking this evening. Old Smoky.
Off what I had.
Nice. So I'm drinking Old Smoky peanut butter flavored whiskey. I love it. I think the first time me and Fred did this is what we had, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff. They don't sponsor me, so what I'm telling you is God honest truth. It's just good. Yeah, I think I've poured entirely too much. Yeah, I poured a little too much.
There you go.
So like I was just telling him, Fred, that we'll talk about anything anybody wants to talk about, because every once in a while you have to get off politics or it will drive you insane.
All right. You have chat up there with Rumble?
Yeah, let me do one thing real quick, and then we'll put them on. So 6 years for the Frederick County Conservative Club. Wow. That's a long time. I didn't even know it had been that long.
Are you able to create a poll on Rumble?
I might be able to, but I've never done it, so I don't want to do it and screw something up and then have everybody hating me.
Oh, they hate you. They hate you anyway.
Well, that's true. It's nothing new. So let me get up here. Yeah. So here we go. All right. So Cindy, hey, Cindy's here. Cool. Cindy just asked, what are our thoughts on RFK endorsing Trump? It's a good question.
Absolutely. Anybody can bring 1 million votes in, I'll take them.
You can lead off. So do you think it's a good thing? So there it is. That's the big picture everybody saw at the rally. That was in Arizona, correct?
Yep.
Yesterday?
Friday.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Friday was the announcement. I think the rally was yesterday.
Okay. And he came on stage and everybody went crazy.
That's the poll question I wanted. Should he have done it on Thursday to steal Kamala's thunder, or should he have done it on Friday like he did?
What do you think?
I think he should have done it Thursday. Just totally take the wind out of their sails.
I tend to agree.
He should have done Brian Kemp on Friday.
Now here's my thought on this. From what I've read, I've seen him polling as low as 2% and then as high as like 12%. So I figured we cut that in half. It's 6% he's polling. Okay.
Oh, Kennedy?
Yeah. Before he dropped out, it was 2 to 12. So I'll call it 6.
As an independent, yeah.
Yeah. Do I think that's going to be much of a swing? I don't. But I think what it is just builds momentum for Trump. There's more people jumping on and helping him. I don't think it's so much, oh, wow, we got all those voters, as it's, oh, wow, there's an actual independent who is running for president that now backs the president publicly.
But you have the old school Kennedy Democrats that are going to be looking at that too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Any amount of votes that swing that way are good. I just don't think. I think there's a lot of people who got swept up in the hype and think, oh, it's millions and millions. No, I don't think it's millions and millions. Maybe a
Probably
million. But like I said, I think what's more important is it actually happened. I think
Right.
that's going to help him more than anything else. I could be wrong. I'm not. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Cindy.
So, yep, that's it. And if anybody that doesn't know, Cindy Strickland Rose is local to her. Me and Fred live here in Frederick, Maryland. When I ran for Board of Education back in 2018, I believe it was, I ran with Cindy, and she is probably the smartest person I know when it comes to educational things, not just local, but stuff that works across the nation. She's a fountain of knowledge. She knows her stuff, and she's a very nice lady. And I will tell you, she's probably made the best lasagna I've ever eaten in my entire life. And my son will vouch for that too. It was the best ever.
I've worked for her husband for 8 years, and I never got a freaking thing of lasagna. Best I could do was a bar of soap.
Well, maybe that was like a subtle hint or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was. She's an intelligent lady, and I'm glad I know her, and I'm glad she asked a question. It's awesome. So yeah, I think it'll help him more morale wise than I think anything else, but that's just as good. I think that's really going to draw people into him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Kennedy's a name, like you said. He's a name. All right. So what else we got? Banana moonshine. Dawn the banana moonshine I have never heard of.
Unless it's real banana, I don't want it.
Yeah, because that fake banana tastes like fake banana. There's no mistake in that. Yes, we will, Cindy. I want to do it again. I loved it. Pop, what's up? How you doing? All right, so let's talk about Israel kicking the shit out of Lebanon right now. I would say it's in retaliation. It's in retaliation from their attack earlier.
Right. Yeah, they started the launch.
That's a little love from Israel to Lebanon earlier today, an airstrike, as you can see below it. And again, I'm going to say what I normally say is no matter what happens, everybody seems to forget that Israel's retaliating from another strike, but everybody seems to zero in on what Israel's doing. I haven't heard anybody condemn Hezbollah or Hamas or anybody for what they've done, or Iran. It's always Israel's got to stop, and it's their fault. They're being mean.
Oh, of course. It's always blame Israel.
Well, it's fashionable to hate Jews now. It's the in thing to do is be anti-Semitic.
Oh. I mean, if you saw the DNC this week, you know exactly.
Oh yeah, it's
anti-Semitic is in fashion. So
I'm surprised they weren't walking around like this at the DNC convention, goose stepping. The Fuhrer, yeah, the Futherland. But so I hope Israel continues. I hope they bomb them back to the Stone Age, which won't take very long, but still,
they're not far from it.
No, they're a couple years removed from the Stone Age over there.
I think it's just a diversion for Iran.
Yeah, I think they've been kind of quiet, so I'm a little concerned what they got cooking up.
Yep. So, everybody's waiting for the big strike, and it never happened. So
Maggie's correct. Can you see the chat or no? You can't see it.
No.
All right. Maggie O'Leary said that Jews still vote Democrat. Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't understand it.
The anti-Semites got into the Jewish meeting at the DNC, and they had to be hustled out of there.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. And what happened to I ask you once to leave, you say no. I ask you a second time with a little bit more force, and you say no. Then I ask you a third time with flat out I'm going to hurt you, leave. And if you don't leave that time, what happened to grabbing people by their neck and dragging them out?
Yeah, wood shampoos.
I don't understand how many times do you have to
nickel
be
nuts.
asked? It's like a friend of mine keeps asking me, because how many times do I have to say excuse me before I can say get the fuck out of my way? I mean, how many times do you have to do it before you can grab them up and drag them out of the room? I don't get that. People are allowed to do and say whatever they want to say, and everybody else just has to sit there and take it.
The enforcers are afraid of lawsuits. That's the problem.
Yeah, sue me. You can have half my bills. That's all you're going to get from me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, and Patriots Prayer, I guess that's Eddie, asked, what's going on with Candace Owens? I think Candace Owens hit her head and then ate some lead paint chips while standing on their power line. I mean, I don't know what all of a sudden happened with her. She just went from you make sense to crazy as a shithouse rat in like an hour. I don't know what happened with her.
Well, she's been teetering on the verge there for a while now.
I think it has a lot to do with her. She became like a devout Catholic, right? I mean, or had been, but got back into her faith.
I'm not.
Something like that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't follow her that closely.
Yeah, I always found her to be pretentious and like condescending when she spoke.
Well,
I
contacted her about coming to one of our meetings.
Oh,
$50,000.
What?
$50,000.
And for $50,000, did she do like a striptease on a pole too?
No, she'd have to bring Klasick with her.
Kim Klasick, another idiot. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I need more booze.
Those are two that have gone off the rails.
Klasick was never on the rail. And if anybody doesn't know who Kim Klasick is, she's running for what? Senate or Congress in Baltimore?
District 2.
District 2 in Maryland. Her big claim to fame was last year. She said, hey, I know how we can help the housing issue. We'll let drug dealers use their ill-gotten money to launder it through the city to buy homes so they can sell them and make legitimate money on it. That's her claim to fame. One of those people that just needs to just not talk publicly.
Just shut up. She's the Republicans' answer to Kamala.
Yeah, she's not very intelligent. And again, this is what I'm drinking in case you're asking. It's good stuff. The peanut butter whiskey. I'm
Was that Eddie that just popped up there a minute ago?
Huh?
Was that Eddie that just popped up there a minute ago?
I wasn't looking. I was looking at my bottle. Yep, that's Eddie. That just popped up. That's Eddie.
Can you bring two of us on?
We can have three on, right, Eddie? Yep.
There it is.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Good to finally meet you.
Good to meet you. You're a homeboy. I see you're from my state there.
Yeah, Eddie's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
You're in Baltimore?
I'm from Baltimore City. Okay. I grew up in the inner city. I grew up down there off of Scott Street, Schroeder Street, between Pratt and Lombard and the shithole. And the right downtown Inner Harbor, surrounded about there.
Okay. That part of Baltimore I do know.
Yeah.
That's
the one where you step on your gas pedal just to go a little faster. You don't stop.
Roll them up, kids.
That was home. That's home. Yeah, I went back not too long ago. Dressed a little different, look a little different. My sister says, come on, get out of the car, come over here. And I said, absolutely not. You're going to come to the car. And that's how we're going to get out of here. I don't belong here anymore. This is not my hometown anymore.
You get your groundwater with you?
Yeah. I tell you what, man, I did go to the Inner Harbor and I saw all the hypodermic needles floating, just floating there next to the Constellation. For those of you who don't know, the USS Constellation is a ship that's docked in the Inner Harbor, and it's our tourist attraction down there. And but if you look down at the edge of the water, just beyond where you walk, I mean, you'll see just nasty things just floating there. It's disgusting.
But don't forget, the Constellation is the attraction, but if you stay past dinner, you also get to see live muggings and shootings from the deck of the Constellation to go along with the charge. That's free of charge.
When I was a knucklehead in my younger days, we used to be the people you'd be worried about, because just when you just get past beyond that Inner Harbor, where you get down where the B&O Railroad is and all that kind of thing, if you just should so happen to wander a little too far, it's just not good. It's not good at all.
Yeah.
So they call it Charm City, but it's not Charm City.
No.
It's
But Cindy,
not
yeah, you're
Charm-
right. They did it. Was it last month? They had a big harbor swim. They all jumped in the harbor and swam or something.
You couldn't pay me.
Thanks. No.
You couldn't pay me enough to do that.
No.
I'd
It
rather
would be
go-
like a scene out of
in Paris.
be like a scene out of a Saw movie, or like that's essentially what it is. It's like a Fear Factor challenge or some shit. You'd have to jump head first into the hypodermic needles.
Oof.
And to think, when I was a kid, I swam from Boston Street to the Domino Sugar Factory and back. And this was, we were daredevils. And we also took a dinghy and tried to make it to Fort McHenry one time. Somebody let us use a dinghy so we could, fish in the middle of the harbor. And we just thought we'd be the slick shits and take the dinghy out to, Fort McHenry. And damn near made it too. We got really close.
Oh yeah.
We got really close. We had to cut our rockfish off. We had a stringer full of rockfish. And you can't catch them, right? So back when we were kids, you couldn't catch them. So we had to cut the stringer before we got pulled in. Yeah.
Yeah. The two harbor places are pretty much shut down now. I mean, I think the one closest to the world, what do they call it? The World Trade Center right there on the harbor.
Yeah.
I think there's still some things open in there, but the one next to the parking garage, I think on Pratt, I think that's completely shut down and empty. I don't think anything's in there anymore.
The second one is closest to that red light right there where the convention center is. That's where, if you remember the kid who got shot, well, I wouldn't call him a kid. He wasn't a kid. A man who got shot by the Squeegee Boys.
Mhm.
Got out. That was my, childhood friend.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. His name is Timothy Reynolds. And it was a 14-year-old who got out of that car. Who walked away from that car and got a backpack and got a gun and shot him 5 times in the back of the head. They still found a way to try to make the guy who got shot look like the aggressor.
The perp.
Well, isn't Baltimore's down what 500 or 700 police officers? They're shy. They're full staff, something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's 700.
I remember being a kid, man, and just seeing how they set up the 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and young ones to hold the drugs. So what you'll do is you'll end up on one corner. You'll see the guy take money, and then he'll send the drug addict up the street to the next corner or down an alley, and that's when the kids or the ones holding the drugs will give them the drugs that they're trying to get. Kids are also the same ones who hold the guns. This is the culture.
Yep.
This is the culture. People don't understand this. They're so sheltered to think that, these poor little, they'll kill you. They will kill you. They will kill you, and they'll go home and get Skittles in a nice
about it.
Well, my father was a cop in PG County for 20 years. And when he retired, I guess they offered him, like, if you stay longer, you get a more pension. And he said he's not going to stay a cop because he doesn't want to end up shooting a 10-year-old because he's got a bigger gun than he does. He said he's not doing it anymore.
It's hazard pay, not this is fucking hazard pay. Hey, how are they doing with the bridge down there, guys? I mean, that was intentional. Like, let me get that out of the way first, because every one of us who live in that area know Key Bridge, and up to about a mile back, I don't know if I'm changing your topic or not, but a mile back, you can see where that bridge gets at its highest point, and there are pillars on either side of it. So you can steer your boat from a mile back and never even come close to any one of those pylons that hold that bridge. Yep. That guy got all the way up to it. Then his power died. Then he hit a hard left, or it should be a hard right. And that hard right that he took after the power came back on is what ended up causing the bridge to fall, because he hit it then. But most people don't understand that he could have missed that a mile back. All he had to do was steer straight, and if the power would have died, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
The fact that he was that far left in that water there under the Francis Scott Key Bridge, we call it Key Bridge, but it's really the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and that would have never happened. That would have never happened. So they'll never convince me that was not.
The good news is it only took 11 weeks to get it cleaned out, opened up again.
Yeah.
Go Navy.
I thought it was deeper than that. My whole life, I thought that water was deeper than what it ended up being.
So did I.
I thought it was hundreds of feet deep. I didn't know it was only like, what would they say, 60 feet deep? Or
Yeah, 60, 70 feet deep.
yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, damn, I thought it was really far, down there.
I did too.
That's the Chesapeake Bay. For people who don't know, that's the Chesapeake Bay. That's the water that comes in from like Ocean City, Maryland, and all that as you're coming in that area. That used to be the great, well, where that was at, I used to go there. That was Fort Armstead on that one side.
Okay.
And Fort Armstead is where we used to have all the old Army tunnels. The kids, we used to go play catch, all that shit down there, and go fishing, man. I grew up fishing right there where that was. When I saw that happen, I knew immediately. I said, nope. I know that area. There's no way in hell he didn't steer for that pylon. You can't.
Because my ship in the Navy was, I don't say that was as big as that ship, but it was big. We were flat top. We were LPH, and it didn't turn that fast. And I know on the recording it's sped up, so it looks like it's just like sliding in, but still, that's a pretty fast turn. And they don't turn that fast. They don't stop that fast. It's just a lot of things look kind of weird from what I saw.
Point being is you turn to avoid something.
Mm-hmm.
He turned into it. If he would have just not turned at all, he would have been cool.
Yep.
He turned into it.
It's like full ahead, right rudder, and back off on the left. Just boom.
Yeah, I mean,
in there.
we're suffering the consequences of that. I mean,
oh yeah,
the goods being shipped across the United States. That eastern seaboard is responsible for bringing goods in the port. A large. I mean, the only other place you're going to go is you got some spots in New York, and you got to go to California.
Well, yeah, you can hit Newport News.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
But yeah, you were in the Navy too, right, Fred? You were at what? Airedale, right?
Yep.
Airedale. Yeah.
CB-42.
Well, you were in St. Mary's County, right?
No, I'm
Patuxent
County. But I started in Montgomery County and escaped in 1983.
Where were you stationed at, Seth?
I started out in San Diego and then got sent to Norfolk.
Okay, so I lived in Norfolk on that Navy base as well. It was a good place to go fishing. That's all I remember as a kid. My uncle was stationed there, and we had this thing where it was like there was a part of and tell me if you remember this. There's a bridge there, a man-made little bridge, and under the bridge it gets narrow and then big again. It offlets into a pond, and when the tide changes, the water sweeps under this little man-made bridge really fast. My cousin and me made this large net, and when the tide changed, we would just drop the net under this bridge because the water would wash through it. And whatever the hell we pick up, man, we'd have a full net in Norfolk. It was awesome.
I remember that. I think I did a lot of
There's
drinking.
really one little kind of inlet made that way, and it was right on the base. It was cool, man. And, it was weird growing up seeing how they used to let the damn fighter planes sit right there on the base. Anyone who drove in could just get out of their car, go up, grab a missile, they're laying there. They're sitting on give me a.
Yeah, they were close to the road.
They were just laying on the damn roads, man. It was nuts. I seen, as a kid, you're looking around like, is that a real missile or is that like a statue, right? So I go over and I fucking touch it. Excuse my language, but I touch the missile. Like, these are real.
Oh yeah.
Like, a kid from Baltimore City, I'm ready to show off my missile. What you got?
What? Look at this.
Look at that.
Taking out the whole block. Yeah, they did park them pretty close to that road. I remember you had that overpass and you went under it and they would taxi them down that way and they'd sit like right there off the road. I remember that.
Yeah,
it never made sense to me.
I liked the whole duty free stuff, and they kept those bases pretty nice. Army bases were not kept that nice. They were not. It was terrible. Army bases look like housing projects.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. Sorry if you were in the Army and I'm offending you. I was in neither branch of service. I'm just telling you, I had people that lived on both, and Army barracks look like housing projects.
They did. Now, if you want to see how the other half lives, you go to Air Force bases. That's like,
that's different.
Resort cities and
Taj Mahal.
Yeah, they call themselves the Smart Service.
I call them the Chair Force. They can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves. Pop
How's it going,
B's
Joey?
wife was at Pax River. Oh, cool.
Yeah, Pop actually lives there by you guys, right? He's in Maryland too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down there at Sparrows Point. So he's down there
Okay.
by the ship, where the shipping yards are, where they used to make the ships and that sort. I used to live right there, Pops. I told you, right off of Merritt Boulevard, Dundalk. I lived there before I moved out west.
And
Sure did.
yes, Cindy, there were several other crashes into bridges after the Key Bridge. I think there's like 2 or 3 more after that happened.
There's a whole bunch of other crashes of trains after
Oh, yeah.
Palestine, Ohio, too.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of them.
Oh, there was more leading up to it.
Well, yeah, there was, I think, 12 or 13 before the Key Bridge accident that actually damaged the bridge over like a 10-year course.
Not to mention, anytime they come out with a movie that, well, look, when Obama was making a movie based on some real stuff, I was like, watch the movie. Everything in that movie's finna happen. The deer disease with the deer foaming at the mouth, that happened within 1 week of the movie coming out. I never heard of that before that movie came out. The movie came out, that happened. Now, then they said all those big boats like the cruise ships and shit were crashing into it literally happened too. The movie came out within a month. It happened. It crashed right into the dock. Like it couldn't stop. It went full on. It's like they're telling you things before they happen. They telegraph their punches every single time.
Well, yeah, they do. They're not very bright.
The Simpsons did that too.
Oh, yeah, the Simpsons are like 100% accurate, I think.
The Simpsons
You know
did
what
it.
that? Let's
did it.
let's talk about the Simpsons for a second. Maurice and I talked about that, and it was like, did the Simpsons actually really predict the future, or what does this actually prove? Let me tell you what it proves to me. It proves to me that our intelligence agencies and the guys manipulating us are so damn much involved, and they're so powerful. They can take a scene from The Simpsons and think enough to recreate that scene in real life later, so that you think that somebody went through time and did it, but it's just them in control.
Okay, that's
All
one.
right, so go back to Laughing. Back in the 60s.
Oh yeah,
they predicted Ronald Reagan as president.
See, I'm not that old, pal. I don't know.
There's actually a guy. Now look it up, guys. If you have never seen this, trust me, you want to see this. So there's a guy named Kim Clement. He's a evangelical prophet preacher. He died in 2015.
Okay.
2014, 2013, somewhere thereabouts. Not only did he predict Donald Trump to be elected, right? But I'm going to drop a bomb on you right here. He also predicted the attempt on his life and where he would be shot.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I'd like to find that.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. I'll text you a link.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
Tim Clement is the guy. He also made a prediction that Joe Biden wouldn't live to the end of his term. So that's the one I'm waiting on right now. Like I'm like not praying for the guy to die or nothing. Right? But at the same time, I'm like, this is telling, because everything else that this guy said has been so damn profound. Like they're saying that the darkest times in the United States are still in front of us by a few months.
I believe that.
He said September, October, and November are going to be the deadliest months on record in the United States. And I completely believe that if that comes to fruition, it will be because of the pro-Palestinian faction that's here in the United States. That's where I believe it's going to come from. We've let
across the border.
Yeah, and now we got Harris Hamas and Tim A. Walls in office or getting ready to try to be in. These guys are already running things. Let's not kid ourselves. Joe Biden isn't doing anything at all right now. Zero.
No, I haven't heard anything from him since Monday.
This is why he kept referring to Harris as the president anyway, most likely. She's already doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think she's been doing stuff for a lot longer than we know, too, which is sad, scary.
Well,
correct. And why is it that during the whole pay for play scheme, when all that stuff was going on, that we never saw it lead to its ultimate to the place where it actually came from, which is Obama. That's who they're protecting.
Oh, yeah.
That's who they're protecting. Joe couldn't sell a damn thing. He couldn't sell policy.
I mean, I saw a thing on YouTube.
Ever since he left office.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he lost control of Puppet for 4 years, but he was still pulling strings.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that video floating around on YouTube where I think it was when Obama was running, talking about illegal aliens and how they're going to be fined and they got to learn English, and that's okay when he talks about that stuff. But Trump says the same exact thing.
It's racist.
Now it's racist.
Mhm.
It's it
Of
doesn't
course.
make any sense to me.
Of
Bring up
course.
the garlic.
And they go even further than that, right? So, you know, let's say yesterday or day before yesterday when we were at day before yesterday when all my days are running together. We were at the Trump event here, and we were there with Michaela, and Trump told her at the event. He said, "Did you want to come with me to Arizona?" Because he was leaving the Las Vegas event where he was highlighting an immigrant business, right?
Yep. Yeah, he was.
Right? He was highlighting an immigrant ran business. The guy had a let me see, do I have the clip? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Can I play the clip real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me grab it off my profile, because this guy made me want to coin a new term, and he's awesome. So just remember when he says this, but he says, "Do America great again." I love it. I freaking love it. Right here it is. Do America great again.
Daga.
We know that if Donald Trump gets elected, he's the right person to help those businesses to do better and better. I first came to the United States in late 70s, beginning of 80s, when Ronald Reagan was the president. And you know what? I miss those days. And I want to ask, and I want Donald Trump, and I want to beg him, please do America great again.
That's awesome, man. Please do America great again, Dan.
Daga.
Awesome.
So
So he was the guy that owned the restaurant, right?
he's the guy who actually owned the restaurant, and he tried to marry his daughter off to Donald Trump on the spot. He's like, "I have a beautiful daughter. She's right there. Look." I was like, "He's married, dude." And then he goes on to this. You know, Donald Trump often gives his little. He starts flirting with Michaela on stage, right? And as he's flirting with Michaela on stage, it's typical stuff, right? It's just it's nothing to it. There's nothing real about it.
Right.
But the libs in both cases, both when we were in Atlanta and also when we got back and we were in Vegas here when we met up with them again, they're saying that, you know, essentially he was hitting on her and how inappropriate the conversation was and all this kind of mess. I thought I had it here.
That's ridiculous.
I guess I don't.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, I don't. But no, it was. But they love to reach. They don't have anything.
No, they don't.
They
got
create
nothing.
it when there's nothing for them to complain about, nothing to bitch about. They love to talk about Donald Trump's morality or lack thereof, you know, with the Stormy Daniels case, and ignore the Ashley Biden diary.
Oh yeah. That
They
was
completely
horrible.
ignore it. And I told a person once already, I was like, okay, I'll take the adulterer, which we can't even prove, right? He paid all. The conversation never got had. There was never any admission to anything Stormy Daniels ever said. So let's get that out there first. We don't even know what the hell happened.
True. True.
But the thing is like I will take the adulterer over the pedophile every day of the week.
Hands down.
Oh yeah.
Right? Every day of the week. But this is the things that they defend. It's who they are. As a matter of fact, I got it right here. I'll play it as soon as it loads, and you'll see. So Michaela actually now works for the Trump campaign. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if I shared that.
Very cool.
But she actually works for the Trump campaign now. So you're going to see her flying all over the place. You get a Trump rally in your area, let us know. We'll get you passes. All right. So here it is.
And you love me and I love you too. I do actually. But it was like instant chemistry, right? It was beautiful.
Immediate. I told him earlier, we're best friends.
Yeah. They didn't know I was coming. You know, we do that surprise. I guess we do that for certain reasons, like security and things. We don't want to broadcast it too much. But I walked in and she grabbed me and I grabbed her, but I saved her college.
So that was it, right? There was nothing to that.
No, not at all.
The left went stupid, calling him a pervert and saying all sorts of things like that. He said the same thing in Atlanta when we were there, and they did the same thing then too. But they will openly ignore all the stuff happening on their side. Matter of fact, they still get funded by the Lincoln Project, who were caught red-handed soliciting minors for sex.
Wow, that's horrible.
That's what the Lincoln. That's what the Lincoln.
I want passes when he goes back to Butler.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah.
I promise you that if they have a get together, a rally or whatever in your area, promise you that I can get you passes. That's not a problem.
And real quick, if everybody's watching this and you're on Rumble, go ahead and hit that like button, get us in there. And if you're not watching on Rumble, feel free to jump on Rumble and watch it. I don't want to say a better platform, but they do let us say and do what we need to do to get the truth out there, and we don't have to worry about them shutting us down.
Yeah, and I mean, we have talked to some people around Chris Pawlowski, but I do have a line into Chris, and I do want to talk to Chris. And guys, I mean, we just crossed over the threshold right now of almost 4,400 followers on Rumble right now. So we've gone up almost 1,000 in the past week.
Excellent.
So it's climbing higher and higher. And you know that it's a good thing because Rumble is the hardest nut to crack. It's not like Twitter or Facebook where you can promote yourself.
Right.
People there have to know you're there, find you, and follow you. There's no tricks to the game there. It's all about you. So this is a testament to our network and how we've built things, and now we have people actually listening. The McGroin Nation, Pops over here, Leslie, Dragon, support. I don't want to miss nobody. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry, but these guys are absolutely amazing. They're the same guys that are, helping out with people like Dan Bongino, and Nunn and others. So to have them, support what we do is an amazing honor, dude. I couldn't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, I worked with Dan for 2 years.
That's right. Yeah, you were on Dan's staff for 2 years. That's cool.
Hold up. Talk about that now. What are you talking about?
We were basically joined at the hip for 2 years during his Senate campaign.
Oh yeah, he ran in Maryland, right? Yeah,
yes.
He was living in Severna Park at the time.
Yep. And
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years I took him everywhere. I started out as his Western Maryland director, and then once he saw I put a dossier together for him, what things we were going to do, he said, we're going to adopt the Fred program, the Fred, whatever you want to call it, for the whole state. So
is that whiskey kicking your ass, Fred?
That and lack of sleep. Remodeling my bathroom. That's why I was late.
Right. You ever have any dealings with him anymore? Do you guys communicate?
We swap texts every once in a while.
That's cool, man. That's
I'm
cool.
not really in his wheelhouse.
I'm sorry?
I'm not in his wheelhouse anymore, really.
Oh no, he's for all intents and purposes now. He's like the new who did he take over for? Oh my God.
Rush
Limbaugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever said that, thank you.
Yes.
Rush Limbaugh. And he's actually living up to the hype.
Oh yeah.
Rush Limbaugh was it when it came to political talk radio. And then when I was younger, in the late 80s, early 90s, he came out with a TV show called The Rush Limbaugh Show.
Yep.
And where are you?
Yes.
I got to go
look
you
have videotape to prove it.
I got you still got videotapes?
That's how long ago it was.
No reel to reels you do back here like this.
I wrote
come on. I got drink in that mouth. Be careful.
So there is a place that actually sponsors Alexandra and Baltimore that will convert those for you.
Great. It's the camera panning the audience. I'm going,
Yeah, all that stuff's good, man. Those are memories, dude. That's all cool stuff. Trust
Yeah,
me.
me
I
and a buddy and I
actually,
drove up to New York on a Thursday because he filmed 2 shows, Thursday and Friday.
Mhm.
So we were on 2 nights for the price of one.
There's a couple of people in my life I never, I really wanted to meet, never got the opportunity. Carol O'Connor was one of them because I love All in the Family. I love Archie Bunker.
Oh yeah.
I just do. I
Flaming
dig.
liberal.
Yeah, he's very much a liberal guy, but the character for me
Yeah, so,
overrides all of that.
yeah.
They tried
Absolutely.
their hardest to make
Forever
Archie
Archie.
look like. They made Archie look so. They tried to make him look stupid, but every damn thing he was saying was true.
Absolutely.
And that's
Again,
the funny part, right? They were trying to make fun of a conservative guy, so they get this guy who's flamboyantly conservative. I mean, he's out there. If they didn't have guns, they'd push each other out of windows. Little girl, what do you say? England. He say England is a fag country. Yes, I said it. Yes, but he said it. And if you would say something like that today, and I'm only quoting a TV show, Karen, whoever you are, listen, it didn't. They would crucify him today.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
crucify
You'd
him.
be gone. You'd be gone before the next commercial break.
Sherman Hemsley, they would do George Jefferson. He would be gone. Red Fox gone. Like you would all of the things that we used to be able to tell a joke about and laugh about, and we just can't anymore.
Oh no.
Put fun to yourselves.
Yeah, comedians have to walk into a room and literally give this like whole disclaimer before they start their show. Because people are going to get offended.
Oh yeah. It's ridiculous.
I love that Dave Chappelle doesn't give into that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the fact that he doesn't give into that sort of stuff.
Speaking of, well, not Dave Chappelle, but speaking about good things, did you all hear about Arizona this week passed the bill that you have to show citizenship to vote in presidential elections in the state now?
Yes.
No, but that should be every election, not just presidential.
Oh, I agree. It should be everything, but I'll take it a baby step.
But that's in true enough. I'm the same way. I would. That's why I would take a partial ban on. There it is.
And I'm glad. I mean, like you said, it should be everything. But hey, let's start with that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I get you. It's like me. I don't agree with abortion. I never will. In any instance, I don't care. I don't care what the reason is. And everybody doesn't have to think and feel like me.
Right.
That's okay. But the reason I say that is because no matter what happens, the baby is an innocent third party. No matter how tragic, no matter what, the truth is the truth. The baby is an innocent third party. That's how I feel about it. But when somebody says, hey, we need to put a 6-week or 8-week ban on it, I'm not going to say no. I think it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
This prevents the weirdos in like Montana, for instance, that wouldn't allow the baby to be born.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Never fed or anything, just die.
Yep.
And
That's horrible.
And this is what are we doing as a
maybe
Maybe
it's just me, but didn't doctors take an oath and it starts off first, do no harm? Yeah, isn't that what it starts off with? The Hippocratic Oath?
Yeah.
Did they forget about that? Do they not have to take that oath anymore?
No, because they're not ran by the American Medical Association and those people anymore. They're ran by Pfizer and Moderna and the rest of them who fund the colleges and the medical institutions. And without those pharmaceutical reps coming in and paying these doctors off and these kids, it's just like it's a power vacuum, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can apply it across the board no matter what industry it is. In the farming industry, I'll give you for instance. In the farming industry, Farmer John used to pay Bob, Mike, and Joe $20, $30 an hour to pick the field. Now he met Juan and a few others, and Juan and his buddies come over, and he only has to pay them $5, where he had to pay Joe and them $20, $30 a piece. Right. So now what does he do? Now he goes and he buys more farmland. Now he's got to hire a lot more Juans to substantiate being able to afford the more farmland. And then when the guys come in and say, hey, you can't hire illegals. You have to pay people XYZ, and the and it has to stay in house. And he's, I can't do that. They're going to shut my farm down. Okay, how do we get here?
Exactly. No, you're right. I agree.
How do we get here? We got here because you were gaming the system. Now, I'm not taking it off. I love farmers, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love them. I got some in the family, the whole bit. And we work with some we're trying to work with to get you your food farm direct to your table, meat, veggies, whatever it is, direct to you. We're working with people so that you can put your zip code in a database and find out who you can buy from right there, so you never have to go to the grocery store and get that injected meat and get that BS with the hormones and all that stuff in it. You can get it directly from the farmer in your area, no matter where you're at in the United States. We will be putting that link up very, very soon.
That's where RFK comes in. He's going to be tracking all that shit and getting it all straightened out, hopefully.
He's there's a place for him. I'm not a fan of RFK, but there is a place for him based on his aptitude of the things that he's good at.
Right.
I think that putting him in the middle of like the HHS would be awesome. I think that he would do well in Health and Human Services. I think that he would do extremely well there. And you get out the 4-star admiral that's a dude that is parading as a woman.
Yeah.
Rachel Levine.
Rachel Levine.
Yeah, it's absolutely
crazy. Ralph Levine, excuse me.
He wouldn't even sit there and say it's inappropriate to mutilate a child. He was in front of the Congress. He couldn't even define what a woman was. Same thing with the SCOTUS pick that they chose as well, Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Right.
But why in the hell this is why people feel so comfortable talking crap about the United States, Iran.
Oh, yeah, we're the laughing stock right now.
They're not afraid of us.
When I was in the Navy, I'm sure it applies to Frick because you were in the windblown Navy when they had sails still. When I was in Marines were Marines, and usually Marines that I knew, it was either, hey, you're going to jail for the rest of your life because you're crazy as shit, or you can join the Marine Corps. And I'll go to Marine Corps because there I could kill people and it's legal. And that's what I wanted in my Marines. I wanted psychopaths. I didn't want guys who now learn about pronouns and how to be friendly and sensitivity training and all that. I don't want that. I want the drilling of the mouth, eating raw meat Marine running up the hill. That's what I want. We don't have that.
Warriors.
We don't have that anymore. They don't do that.
We don't want people in the trenches in foxholes doing TikTok videos where they have makeup on and then they're a soldier. Makeup soldier. Makeup soldier.
Yeah. I want psychopaths. I want crazy people.
I don't agree with Clinton on a lot. I don't. I think he's a terrible person. And I don't think he is. He is a terrible person. But when they came out with that don't ask, don't tell rule,
that ruined it.
It made sense though. Why do we need to talk about this shit? Why do we need to ask? Why is it? It's probably the most American thing you could possibly do is don't ask, don't tell.
But my point would have been, why even bring it up at all? Why even make a rule for it? Just join and keep your sex shit to yourself. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No, I think people care. If I knew you were watching my 6 with your 6, I would care. I'm not turning my back on you.
I got you.
I'm being honest with you, man. Listen, you mean to tell me that if you had the dude that what's that black? You have RuPaul in a foxhole with you, you'd be confident?
They're not confident, but I don't think
you're homophobic to feel this way.
I don't think I'd be confident. There's men I've run into today going grocery shopping that I wouldn't feel confident with having my 6. But
exactly.
Oh, hell no.
I got family members I would not take with me on any kind of mission. That's for damn sure.
No. And it's like when you hear about these people,
I wouldn't take fishing with me.
I wouldn't take him to cook dinner with me. What's funny is you hear somebody.
Is Beaver Dam still there in Maryland? Is that still a thing?
It's what?
Beaver Dam.
Beaver Dam?
Yeah.
Beaver Dam?
Yeah, it's called Beaver Dam.
I'm not familiar with it.
So it's on the other side of State Park. It's got Tarzan swings and all this It's pretty cool little out of the way place where we used to go
Yeah,
swim. And
It might still be there. I don't know. Maybe
I
they've
haven't been
changed
back
the
there
name
so
to
long.
something. They might have changed the name.
My wife bought me plane tickets to go back to Maryland last year as a Christmas present. I told her it'd be better Christmas present if I didn't have to go.
Oh,
I'll
Pop
be
Pop
honest with
is
you.
still there. Pop D says Beaver Dam is still there.
Yeah, Beaver Dam still there.
Where's what location?
Yeah, where's it
Yeah,
at?
it's on the other side of State Park. It's further out, like Lincoln area or something like that. Pop, where is it at exactly? Let me see. I'll look it up too. But man, this used to be the place to go and swim and fish. It's one of the coolest places you ever did see, as far as like they got these huge Tarzan swings off the side of
Oh,
cliffs.
really?
Yeah, dude, it's really
Cockeysville. He said it's in Cockeysville.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in Cockeysville. And here I'll show you a picture so you get the point. This thing is got cliffs and all kinds of stuff around it. And we used to love going out here. So over here,
Oh, cool.
the freaking area and all that kind of stuff. But what you can't see is back here, and I can't get there. But do they still have? Oh yeah, here it is. So there's it.
Oh, nice.
These Tarzan swings, man, and you swing out in the water and start flipping and do all kinds of. It was neat as hell. If you haven't been there, guys, if you want to take the family someplace they're gonna love, go there.
I'll have to.
Go
But
there.
yeah, like I was
Really
going to say about men. Every time I see like a blue-haired, with the spacers in their ear and the tight, skinny jeans on,
Oh, the
and platform
gauges and
boots, yeah,
Look like
and they're-
Zangief from Street
and
Fighter.
they're talking with other guys, and I'm nosy, so I'll kind of listen in on the conversation. 9 times out of 10, they're talking about Fortnite or Call of Duty.
And riding their electric scooters.
Yeah, or they got to go to work in the morning and they don't want to, but their mom is going to bust their ass if they don't, blah, blah, blah. And these guys are late 20s, early 30s.
They got to go to Dunkin' Donuts to go to work.
Yeah, when I was that age, I'd already been in the military. I had a family. I have a kid. I had bills. I had a place I was renting. I had shit to take care of.
Well, they got kids at 15. They just don't got the rest of that shit. That's all.
It always reminds me of that scene in The
They're going
Sopranos.
early. They're grandddads and they're like 30-year-old grandfathers in Baltimore.
Well, yeah. But it always reminds me of that scene from The Sopranos where Tony's at dinner, I think, with Syl, and they're in a very fancy restaurant, and they're eating, and you can hear somebody in like the background being loud, and it kind of looks over, and there's a dude wearing a hat in the middle of the restaurant. And Tony goes back to talking with Syl, and the waiter walks by, and he goes, "I'm sorry about the noise." Waiter walks away, and you can just see in Tony Soprano's face that he's had the shits. I'm done. So he gets up and he walks over to the guy and he leans over and you think he's going to be polite. And he goes, "Take the fucking hat off, or I'm taking your fucking head off."
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me and goes, "My hat, I can wear it if I want to." And he just stares at him. I'm like, "Really? Is this how you want to check out over a goddamn hat?" And the guy kind of, and takes it off. And Tony walks away. That's what these new guys remind me of. That guy with the hat on.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
That's what it reminds me of. Those guys that just sit around and don't do shit, but want to be treated like a man.
If I'm wearing a ball cap or whatever, I just automatically take it off when I walk in the
Oh,
restaurant.
I do too.
Walk inside. Yeah, no, I was taught the same way. Out here, a lot of times in Vegas, you'll go to a show, be a concert, comedy show, whatever it is. And when you walk inside, there's usually, you can get very unlucky and be sitting behind a row of people that all got big ass hats on their heads.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not cool.
Now, do you know where that all started at? Taking your hat off inside.
Yeah, my grandmother.
No, I mean, no, where it fit, like people why they started doing it.
No.
It was way back in medieval times where there was candlelit. So when you would walk into an inn at night, nobody could see your face with a hat on. So out of respect, so people could see who you were, you took your hat off so they could see you, so they knew if you were wanted or not. That's where it all started because there was no lights. It was candlelight.
That's why them damn ingrates are still wearing masks right now on the streets.
Yeah, because you can get away with masks.
Doing a bunch of shit that they shouldn't be doing, and they're wearing the masks.
Which is another.
I thought long and hard about the mask thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad though that they still wear them because it's like now I know you're an idiot and there's no reason. There's no reason for me to talk to you. Like I might have mistaken you for a smart person. I might have tried to have a conversation with you, but now I know that you got a mask on. There's no reason for us to talk. I mean,
Half the people at DNC had masks on.
Oh yeah, I like when they're driving by themselves and have a mask on. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
That's true, Cindy. They do lack manners and respect.
Yes.
And the day and age of moral relativism is here. It's upon us. What you say is wrong. They say, "Oh, it's just their culture." Culture, like culture, has become the tagline, the way to get away with doing anything ever. I mean, when is it like, oh, okay, well, these guys came from Afghanistan to the United States. Well, yeah, he's married to that 13-year-old. Oh, it's okay. It's just their culture. Like, come on, man. They're right.
Statutory rape.
And that goes. But once you get to this country, what you used to do doesn't matter. You're now in another country. You need to assimilate. You need to become part of this country.
That's right.
Carry on all that stuff in your house. That's fine. Out here, you're an American now. We do things differently. Get on board.
They keep using that word, though, Seth. They keep using that word, and people don't understand why. It's a little word that changes everything that we believe, because it changes the dynamic of our government to popularism, and it's called democracy. When they keep using that term democracy and people don't understand what they're actually doing by using that word, is they are literally throwing our government in the trash. And what they're telling you is whatever is popular is okay.
Right.
And so all you got to do is convince enough people to be stupid, which is easy to do with the news. And now it's the law of the land, and no one's going to question it. This is why sanctuary cities exist and all this. And we had the opportunity when we thought we were going to have the opportunity to talk to Trump the other day, but he had to rush out. When he found out about the RFK deal, we were right there when he found out. Actually, he was on the other side of the door, and we were like, why the hell is he taking so long to walk in? He was on the phone. And because it was only 120 people there, maybe.
Right.
And we were looking, and like, we can see him through the window of the door that leads into this area. And he didn't come in, but everybody was waiting. We were like, why? And he walks in and he tells us, hey, I just found out RFK dropped out of the race, and he's endorsing me. He's going to be meeting me in Arizona.
Very cool.
And that's when he was going to fly Michaela to Arizona with him, but Michaela had left some things in her hotel room, so she couldn't take off with him. I was like, I could have got your shit out of the hotel room.
Where the hell go?
You should have went. Like,
well, let me interject real quick, because I know, Eddie, you got something at 8.
Yep.
And we're getting close. So before everybody goes, at 8 o'clock, Eddie and Maurice on the Patriots prayer prop.
Not just me and Maurice. Your ass too. No, we're doing a panel. We're doing a panel for Elena's movie, The American Dream.
That's about everybody. If you're watching this, you should just stay on or jump over to Rumble and watch that. It's going to be really good. It's about grooming children in America, and she's got a very good documentary about it. It's worth watching. It's only a half hour, right, Eddie? The actual
about a half hour. When we were in Eagle, Idaho, and she started reading an excerpt from one of the books that she talked about in the movie, the whole place got so quiet you could hear a pin drop. It was so graphic and so nasty that people couldn't believe she was reading a book off of a library shelf from an elementary school. And that was less than 10 minutes away from where we were when she did it.
And speaking of that, I would really like Cindy Rose, who's on here, who's a big advocate for that in our area, to somehow get with Elena and talk, because I'm sure they could learn something from each other. And again, like I said, Cindy is the one who helped me when I ran with her when I ran for board education. Very smart woman. She knows her stuff, and I think that would be a great conversation between the two of them.
Absolutely. I'm sure she's watching. And hey, what's going on, Rev? I seen Rev up there. Facebook causes herpes, you weirdo. Yeah, I can make that conversation happen. Just give me some.
Good.
So go ahead. I'll let you close out. I'm going to jump off, go grab something to drink, get ready for this watch party.
Cool. I'll see you.
I like what you guys are drinking. I like what you guys are drinking. Do I see bourbon? Does any one of you guys have bourbon?
This is the stuff, man.
Mine's empty now.
I don't do flavors, but
I'm but it's good.
Guy. I'm a
Old
bourbon
Granddad.
Old Granddad will kill you.
Old Granddad. It's not as bad as Yukon Jack, but yeah, I get you. All right. Talk to you guys later, man. Good meeting
you. In a minute, Eddie. So yes, Cindy, they do talk about public education grooming children. I believe that's what the whole documentary is about. It's like I said, it's only a half hour. It's not very long. It's really good. If you've got a minute, a half hour, watch it. It's really good. Fred, as always, it's fun. I will talk to you this week, I'm sure. If not, that's your fault, not mine.
All right, let's do it again.
Oh, Deb, we'll do it once every other month because I can't do this every month. It'll kill me. It'll kill me.
Bullshit.
But yeah, if you can watch this next thing, Fred, watch it. It's pretty good. It's really good.
All right.
All right, boss man. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye. All right, everybody. That's our first annual Brown Water Sunday. First one here. We've done them on Facebook Live before. I can't feel my lips, and I'm pretty sure I'm numb from the waist down. But hey, feeling no pain is not a bad thing, I guess. Again, if you're interested in what I was drinking, it's this Old Smoky Tennessee whiskey, peanut butter flavored. Very good. Fred was drinking Old Granddad. That stuff will take paint off of cars. But hey, that's what he wants to drink. That's what he drinks. So I hope you had fun. We'll do these every other month because, like I said, I can't do this every month. I'm not as young as I used to be. And if you stay on Rumble, as soon as I get off, they're going to start the American Groomer film done by Elena, who's the based mother. Very good documentary, worth a half hour. Then there'll be discussion afterwards. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. It's every Sunday at 7 on Rumble. If you're on Rumble now, hit that like button and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. If you have any questions for me, you can get me on X, and let me put that up there. X Conserve Seth, right there, or at the Patriots Prayer, you can get me there, or I'm on Facebook on the Conservative Corner. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through those. Don't ask me a question, though, if you don't want the answer, because I will give you the answer, and you may not like it, but I'm not going to lie to you. So, again, hang out here on Rumble. They're going to start the American Groomer documentary here as soon as I get off. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Seth Eisenberg with the Conservative Corner. And remember, if you vote principle over party, you will always cast the correct vote. Everybody have a good evening.